think so.
All right, we're live again. Sorry for that little short break. I hope you didn't go anywhere. It's just to cut the segments a little bit for YouTube purposes. It makes my job a little bit easier. So yeah, we have Dirtbox on the line now as well. How do you feel about those games? You did get destroyed 3-0, but the scores were very close, at least in 2 of the games. How do you feel, Marcus?
Look, it's always fun to play Lord Lamb. I played him dozens of times at QH LAN. Him and I just kept readying up over and over and over, just because they're so fun games. On hyping, it's just too hard to push against someone who's willing to hide in the Mega Health room with 9 minutes and 50 seconds to go on the first game. It's just far too difficult. So plus back hyping suits the plus back player. I would like to think I'm a bit more of a plus forward player. As you can see, when I got that run on the last map, I'm willing to push into those rooms that that a plus black player wouldn't.
Well, you sorted out the pushing. I mean, every push you did at the end of that last game was a successful push, quite comfortably, actually.
Yeah, I ate rockets every time I pushed in the earlier games.
Yeah, well, he just to let you know, that super shotgun room fight at the end there, which sort of decided it, he was on 6 health.
I actually thought I had him on that particular battle. I thought, I've got him here. I caught him off guard. My LG was on, and I can't believe he survived by 6 HP because I think that battle decided who won that particular map.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. It was a close one. Very close battle. So, looking at the schedule here, of course, we are going to have a live interview with Reload whenever he's ready. I don't know if any of you guys are keeping in contact with him. And after that, in about 15 minutes, we'll start the games between Reload and Locktar. Of course, after that interview, so that everybody in the chat knows what's going on.
I'm just organising Reload now. Come on, this is probably the first anybody would have heard of Reload. His first name is Sama, and I believe he's with us now. Andy, ready?
Himself.
Well, welcome to the stream, Reload. We're very excited to have you playing in a like a landmark event. Really, it's taken 20 years to get the two of you to agree to a game, which you've both been happy to do, which is fantastic for Quake. How are you feeling?
I'm good, mate. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I've got yeah, I think we're good.
Sweet, good, mate. I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me.
You take us back 24 years or so. Like, why Quake? How did Reload?
There's a bit of an echo, but I think I can deal with it.
Yeah. Did you hear me then? I'll re-ask the question. How did you get into Quake? How did you start Quake 24 years ago?
Why Quake? Basically, yeah. Mate, we were always into first-person shooters as younger children, and when Quake was going to be released, there was all this hype over a new game coming out with revolutionary graphics and physics. And when it came out, we jumped straight onto it, and we've been addicted ever since.
So, what did you do you remember the pings back in the day, and what was the game mode that you played the most? Was it one-on-one straight away, or free-for-alls, or?
No, I think we played mostly free-for-all to begin with. Back when the servers were packed with 20, 30 players.
Yeah.
But over time, we kind of progressed into Rocket Arena was a mode that we started playing a lot of, and then eventually we started to get in duels. But initially, it was mostly free for all.
Okay. And was it? Do you credit your brother to your success at Quake and getting good? Because back then there was a lot of high ping play. Were you able to play locally with your brother? I understand he's a pretty good Quaker.
He should be listening actually, but yeah. Look, I mean, we wouldn't play against one another. It was kind of us versus everyone else, and the whole of the internet. So he was definitely a big part of our initial days playing into the wee hours of the morning. We used to play 5-6 hours a night, every single night. You know, it was a massive part of our childhood. But yeah, it wasn't really against one another. It was more so me and him versus the internet.
Does he still play? Have you told him of the recent sort of ping advantages to playing on neutral servers?
No, he doesn't play any longer. I know he wants to, but he just he's kind of lost that addiction to it. But he's still. I know it's still important to him. I know it still holds a very special part, a special spot in his heart. But he doesn't play any longer.
Okay, I think we'll just get you to close Twitch. I think that you're getting the echo because you've still got the stream open, so it might be a bit delayed. Then we can make it a bit more real time.
Is that better?
Can you hear me now? Just having a few delay issues. Fancy that.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you fine. You got me? Sounds like you're hearing me a little bit delayed.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Just some technical difficulties. Reload trying to figure out how to.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Hello?
Doesn't use Discord a lot.
No, I think he needs to set up his Discord settings to hear what we're saying here instead of listening through the stream. Just stay with us, friends.
Yeah, hang with us. The game will be shortly. Can you hear me now?
No, he's not hearing the sound from Discord at all. He was only hearing the sound through the stream.
Okay, because he's on the Discord server.
Yeah, it's when Discord every now and again just stuffs up, and even though you've got hard coded the inputs and outputs, they don't register, so you have to reset them.
He's just going to restart Discord. Hopefully, it's all good.
I think he's going to need to set his inputs and output.
Have you got us now? Your mic's muted.
Hello?
Yep, can you hear me?
We're working on it, friends. Sit tight. Sit tight.
Sit tight. This could be a once in a lifetime interview.
Exactly. So let it take whatever time it takes. We know this is the first time that I hear Reload's voice. So yeah, we're not missing out on this.
Well, he's only to give the viewers a bit of background for when I came back to Quake this year. I got told about Discord by yours truly, Dirtbox, and I hounded Reload for months to get on Discord, and he would say no, voice chat's not for me. And then right before the QuakeCon at home, after myself and Dirtbox nagging him to play it, he got on Discord and he said, "Geez, isn't this Discord thing great?"
I don't take credit for that at all.
Well,
is anyone making progress with Mr. Reload?
Well, he's on the voice server. I'm not sure if he's. Can you hear us, Reload?
I guess we'll take that as a no. Worst case, I guess he can. Yeah.
Worst case, we can try to do the interview after the games, which might even.
We can do a delayed interview. You can watch through Twitch if he doesn't get it working. But
yeah, okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter that it takes him 3 seconds to hear your question. That's okay.
Yeah, it gives a bit of an international feel, doesn't it? Like
exactly, you know, like when like news reporters or whatever, they report from a different country or on the other side of the world, and whatever question is asked, like, is answered like 3 seconds later.
Yeah. Well, that way I'll keep the questions dot point and not interject during them. Otherwise, it becomes a bit of a talking over each other affair.
Yeah, yeah.
I've just told him to open up Twitch again.
I think I'm back with you.
Okay, beautiful. I think your mic's just set to the wrong one because that one sounded like your webcam.
Yeah, it's all good now.
Ah, beautiful. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us now that it feels like we're talking live. That's okay. So this is a question that I've had sent in from an Australian player called Cyrical. He wants to know your address and your license number.
Mate, I've actually told him. I actually used to live very close to him. He literally lives maybe at the moment half an hour from me. So yeah, I'm happy to catch up with him, mate.
That was a bit of a joke for everyone listening. We had a player who came third in the Australian Dual Mania this year, and he was a great player, but he's one to ask a lot of questions. And yeah.
Is there any way to get a Reload a little bit clearer, because his microphone is kind of hard for the chat to hear?
I think his mic changed to the webcam mic instead of his headset mic. Just needs to change it in Discord, and we're good to go.
Is it okay now?
No. It still sounds like it's using your webcam mic. Change the input device in Discord. As you're all seeing, Reload's the sort of guy who just opens Quake and plays it. He doesn't fuck around with Discord and online chats and things like that. He just plays the game.
You want to know who that reminds me of?
Who?
That reminds me of Locktar. Because he's exactly the same. He fires up Quake, he plays Quake, but when it comes to things like Discord and stuff, he's not very, skilled when it comes to that shit.
Is that better?
Yeah, that is a bit better.
But it's still the same though. The microphone you were using before was way clearer. But you can hear us real time now, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear real time. Correct.
Yeah, let's just go with this. So this is the question I'm looking forward to asking the most. I've played against you for 24 years, apart from a maybe 12-year stretch, and I'm not expecting to be in this answer. But who are the players in Australia that have troubled you the most over the journey, and who, if you had to name an outright second best to yourself, who would you name?
Well, look, second to myself, I think it's clearly Dirtbox. I mean, he's been dominating the Australian Quake World scene for a number of years. But there are other players that are tough, and I mean, including yourself, Drax. At times, you have the odd game here and there that gives you trouble. But Halson, Yeti, Dirtbox. I mean, in the past there were Venom, Sting. There's a handful of players that have really stood out over the past, maybe five or so years. But at the moment, definitely Dirtbox his level of play, from when he used to be Sparky many years ago, is a completely different player. And unlike me, he's also gone at anything technical with the game, and he knows all the commands and how to fix things and how to break things. So and he's also very generous with his time and with sharing that with people like me.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
So how did you feel playing the QuakeCon at home tournament? Did you get nervous? What was it like?
Yeah, look, there's always an element of nerves, especially when you first in your first games. But it was good fun. I mean, I haven't entered a competition, as you pointed out, for many years. And I caved to a bit of pressure from yourself and Dirtbox and a few other players. But I have no regrets. I'm relatively happy with my performance. I think if I beat BPS and I progressed to the next stage and then I got knocked out, I would have been 100% happy with my performance. But it is what it is. And similar to TGI, where I had no clue on DM4, I now have no clue on ZTN. That was my pitfall, really.
Are you going to practice ZTN now? Like, do you get a fire in the belly afterwards, or do you just think?
Not really. I mean, I'm done doing things I don't enjoy doing in life, and I don't enjoy playing ZTN, so I'm not going to play it. That's my stance on it. There's plenty of other maps that I enjoy playing, and if there's another competition or something that I'm going to enter, and that's going to be a map. Obviously, I'll improve on it, but other than that, there's no real reason for me to play it.
So, do you see yourself? I mean, you've got a young family now, but do you see yourself traveling overseas for a Quake tournament if the price was right ever again?
It's a big call. I mean, as you mentioned, I'm married. I have a kid. I have a baby on the way, so to up and go for a Quake tournament will be a big call. I will never rule it out, but it's an unlikely event.
Yeah. Okay. And what about the Australian tournaments that have been playing? You haven't played one of the Dual Manias for a few years, but I know that Dirtbox wants you to play. Now that you're sort of back into it and a bit more involved in the community, do you think you play the next Dual Mania?
Yeah, potentially. Probably.
Yeah.
Not going to promise, but there's a high chance that I'll.
It's a good answer. I think you've made Dirtbox very happy, especially after a 3-love loss, which none of us were expecting. All right, well, you've got to get ready to play, so I'm just going to ask you one more question.
Sure.
Are you looking forward to this, and have you done your research on Locktar? Is there research to be done? Do you just play your natural game?
Yeah. Mate, I'm looking forward to it immensely. I've watched his demos from the recent QuakeCon, and he's obviously a very aggressive player on DM2. He reminds me of how I play. So, I mean, I think it's going to result in very entertaining games. I think I'm relatively prepared. I'm no stranger to DM2. I don't need to learn the map or anything like that. The biggest thing for me was getting used to the high ping. And I think I've done a relatively good job in doing that. So, see what it comes down. So this is Quake. We all know that it can, it can turn out in any way possible. But hopefully they're good games, and I wish him all the best.
Oh, well, that's great. Thank you. Again, from me to you, thanks for doing all of this. And, I know I've hounded you a little bit over the last few months about various things, but good luck. Go and do Australia proud, and we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, thank you very much, Reload, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Great to hear your voice as well.
No worries.
Don't forget to close your stream and close Discord before you get into it.
And good luck. Good luck in the games. Good luck in the games.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Bye.
All right. So that was Reload. Of course, a little bit. We might have to add like a transcript on that on the YouTube video. We'll see. Unfortunately, some sound issues, but I hope most of you got what he said.
We got there in the end.
Yeah.
Locktar's in the server now, jumping around.
Yep, I'm already on that server as well. So before we start this game, of course, that was the Reload interview, the little pre-game interview, because I think a lot of, especially Europeans, have been longing to hear his voice and hear an interview with Reload. I don't even know if he did any interviews back on TGI. So definitely interesting to hear his point of view of things. Glad to hear that he knows a little bit about Locktar as well and his aggressive playstyle, and that they have very similar playstyles. I think that's very interesting.
You made that comment earlier, Andy, that they've got similar playstyles, and I agree with you. There's a couple of subtle differences, but for 80 to 90% of it, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Good to watch.
Oh, we got reload back here, but yeah, I'm gonna do a quick restart of the stream once again, just for segments. So sit tight, and we'll be right back in 30 seconds.